Welcome back to the chamber. Today we'll be talking about Oriire Adoption and Rescue.
Starting from the federal government of Nigeria, the Oyo state government, Engineer Seyi Makinde, and all well-meaning Nigerians that they should come to our help.
Some Nigerians, probably out of politics, out of emotion, out of bias, waiting for the rescue operation to fail because of their dislike for the president himself. Looking at the pictures and videos of these children and the effort of security agencies with the amount of firepower that was deployed, some people are saying that it was staged.
Ibrahim, do you also think the Oyo state governor is also playing a game, or do you think he's seeking intervention to protect his state?
This abduction happened in your state and you are the chief security of Oyo state. The first thing you are saying that you are blaming the president. You don't have power of the police, you don't have power of the military, you don't have power of some army died. Some Nigerians will now stand up and say they staged the abduction. They are also human. They are sacrificing themselves. So you should be sincere in whatever we are saying. This is not time for politics. This is abduction of children.
Welcome back to the chamber. I have here with me Cousin and Ibrahim. So Cousin, what do you feel about this?
Yeah, we thank God that the children are back home. I personally think it's actually a very good thing that our security agencies put in the effort to make sure that the children were rescued, even though it took a whole lot of time. But the combined effort of all the security agencies coming down actually paid off. And it's actually a glad tidings hearing that no ransom was paid. That's why the negotiations and the patience of Nigeria looking forward to what will happen, what is going on, that the children were actually rescued. Even though it took the combined effort of all the security agencies, the Nigerian Army, the Air Force, the Nigerian Navy,
Even the Amatekun.
Yes, Amatekun. In fact, the best of the best within our security apparatus were actually used to rescue these children. And the timely efforts of the president in putting all these things in place actually paid off a whole lot. We had that the members of the Special Boat Service, which were like an elite force within the Nigerian Navy, were used. The Special Force of the Nigerian Army were used. Even the IGP, Intelligence Response Team from the Nigerian Police, the DSS, the NSA tactical units, all these units were deployed. And when you deployed all these units, it shows the massive amount of firepower that Nigeria actually has in its possession to go on this rescue operation. And why it is a very good thing, the subsequent theatrical performances that came around from the Oyo state governor and most Nigerians after this rescue operation is something of concern. We believe that the rescue should be a thing of joy to all Nigerians. But unfortunately, we have
Are you serious? Is it not a thing of joy?
we have some people, some Nigerians, probably out of politics, out of emotion, out of bias, like waiting for the rescue operation to fail because of their dislike for the presidency, for the president himself. Because looking at the pictures and videos of these children and the effort of the security agencies with the amount of firepower that was deployed, some people are saying that it was staged. That no, they are rescue. How come they are like this? How come they are like this? This is a stage operation. And to now add fire to it, the Oyo state governor himself actually played politics during the abduction. Firstly, by saying that the president, he hasn't spoken with the president did not speak with him, this and that. Then, when the children were rescued, we were all happy. And in his usual PR move, the president did something bizarre, thanking the governor, thanking the president for the rescue operation. And then going on to say that he is calling for the intervention of United Nations
I saw that too.
and the human rights agencies to investigate the circumstances surrounding the adoption and the rescue. Because to him, according to him, he declared to run for the presidency by 4 p.m. and less than 24 hours, 9 a.m. the next day, children were adopted. Forgetting that there were series of logistical moves, efforts by these criminal elements and terrorists to plan this thing. Is not, the adoption on that scale is not what you can just plan in less than 24 hours. Prior to the adoption, there were allegedly movements of people, increased economic activities around the Oriire and other areas in Odomosho. According to the investigation that was carried out when the adoption happened. And the kind of mapping out movements along the forest and laying IEDs, laying ambush for the security apparatus, moving these children in large quantities is not something that you can plan in 24 hours. But immediately the adoption happened, if you remember vividly, that the first attempt to rescue these children led to the detonation of an IED whereby some Amoteku personnel actually died. And in the course of the rescue operation, a soldier, an officer of the Nigerian army, also lost his life. A lieutenant also lost his life. So when you look at the supreme sacrifice that our security personnel paid and the effort to the extent that a commandant of a division, I think it is the 82 division, was deployed. These are no joke. You can't deploy all these tactical elements, best of the best to the field, and some people will water it down to say that, no, it is staged, it is not this. It's like they are not waiting for the good news of them being rescued to happen. And when the governor actually said that they need to investigate, what is the governor insinuating? Is it that he has access to information that he felt, no, this shouldn't be the case? Linking it to his political move is something that is bizarre, that actually is something that we should be uncomfortable with. The adoptions happened. The security agencies moved in swiftly to make sure that these children were rescued, even though it took some time. And Nigerians are not people that are known to be patient with effort. We want the result, we want it. But when the rescue actually happened, you expect everybody to be happy. So the narratives and the performances, the PR move, the political move that followed those things begs for question.
Thank you, cousin. Thank you. That is very, very insightful, and that's another side of it. But Ibrahim, do you also think the Oyo State governor is also playing a game, or do you think he's seeking intervention to protect his states as a whole, or do you think it's a game as well?
Firstly, it was a sad day when the abduction happened on May 15, because international reports say that the Southwest is the safest place in Nigeria. And I blame the Southwest governor. They are not proactive enough, especially the Oyo State governor. And in making a statement that he declared for ambition to be a president, and after 24 hours, the abduction happened. I think that is you should be expected to give respect to the governor. It's not a good statement from the government, from the governor. This abduction happened in your state, and you are the chief security of your state. The first thing you are saying that you are blaming the president. That the president, you don't have power of the police, you don't have power of the military, you don't have power of the security. But when you are going to any occasion, you must be with the police. So saying, uttering that statement that the security apparatus is with the president, you don't have any power about it. That shows that you are not a good governor. If any insecurity happens in your state, you are the first person to stand up, report to the president, explain to him, find how you find a solution to it.
But he said the president is not responding to his chat or to his.
The duty of the governor is to go to the president, report to him, tell him what is happening. Security issue is the combined, when we want to find solution to security issue, is the effort of the federal government and the state government. Because the president is not the one that is governing the state. The president is governing the nation. You are the chief security of the state. We are the one that will explain to the president what happened, what the situation is. Thanks to the president send a delegation to the village, and they make some effort. You see how they deploy taxita team, security, DSS, army, police, and times within 56 days they find a solution and the children were rescued. So that is an advantage to the president. Because some people dislike the president, that doesn't mean that we encourage the security. It's a painful statement for the security. Both the army, the DSS, that they try their efforts. Some army died. Some Nigeria will now stand up and say it's a stage, they staged the abduction. That is rubbish. And it's a rude statement. And it's a painful statement to the military. They are sacrificing, they are also human. They are sacrificing themselves. What you will say that they stage manage the adoption. When we see some video, when they beheaded the mass teacher, it's that stage manage. So you should be sincere in whatever we are saying. This is not time for politics. This is abduction of children. So you're now playing politics about it. The governor of Oyo State and now he's saying he's calling the UN when they have rescued when the children is in the forest. You didn't call the UN. When they have rescued the children, you are calling the US. Maybe what is paining is that the president is not carrying him along. I think maybe that is what is paining.
Oh, do you think the president didn't carry him along?
I think so, because the collaboration between him and the president shows that the president is not carrying him along, and he's the one that caused it. When there is answers in Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, as the governor of Lagos, went to the President Buhari and gave him a report of what is happening. As a governor, first thing, you stand up, go to the president. Some people are saying online, maybe because they just dislike this president, I don't know, saying it's the president that you go and meet the governor. Foolish statement. The president will stand up and go and meet the governor. What is happening? It's the duty of the governor to go to the president and tell him what is happening. And they will sit down and find solution to it. So I think what is paining me is that the president did not carry him along. Because on the day the children were rescued, the governor was in Bauchi campaigning for a presidential ambition. And I don't see how his presidential ambition will affect the President Tinubu, because if you playing on scale, it's not in level to President Tinubu. So I don't know why he's behaving like this. As a governor of a state, you must stand up to any challenges. Now saying the duty of the security is with the president. No. The governor is not good enough.
Is it a case of trying to run from their responsibility? That you say, okay, you are waiting for the president to give a permission or to authorize the security agency, the DSS, the police. Is it a case of trying to run for your responsibility? So, Cause, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, you see, over time, we've had this issue of governors saying, even though they are the chief security officers of their state, they don't have command of the security architecture. But I think that's just a lazy argument and a convenient way of shying away from their responsibility. When he was talking about, okay, you don't have access to this, even there are instances of the Amotekun that was established by the Southwest Security Initiative. The way he managed the Amotekun, you can actually judge from that. And we have many instances whereby there is a synergy and coordination between the presidency and the state governor. You have the issue of Kogi, you have Borno State. So when security issues happen like that, rather than trading blames, the first thing as a governor that you should probably do is reach out. We can see that the kind of security system that we are operating, policing system and other that we are operating in Nigeria is actually not the best, but it is what we have now. And when there is collaboration and synergy between the governor and the president, this issue can be arrested. And you notice that prior to this issue of adoption, there has been a whole lot of politics, political intrigue between the offices of the presidency and the governor's office. And the governor is someone that I will probably call a PR guru. He knows how to position himself in a way that anything happen, you trade blame immediately, rather than coming to terms with responsibility. So, and when the president actually refused to communicate that, we at the initial stage of the adoption, we had what happened, whereby the speaker was saying something, the governor was saying something, and the security agencies that were actually given the go-ahead to actually do their job is like, you are releasing press statements, saying things that can actually jeopardize the rescue operation. So you can't claim the presidency did not talk to you, did not talk, when you can see obvious politicking around it. We can't continue to use human life to play politics.
Oh, so do you think it's human life? Do you think they are using human life to play politics?
Yeah, when you look at it, there is when the issue happened, when you look at it, the presidency mobilized security agencies immediately. The areas around the old national park were mapped. All exit points for these terrorists to actually escape with the children were blocked by massive security powers. And they kept on saying that these people were being monitored from the air. There is a ISL going on the air. There are security agencies deployed around the forest. If not, that prompt and quick intervention, these people will have escaped into Kanji, where their base is. We saw what happened during the Shebok. The failure of the presidency to act immediately at that time led these terrorists to actually divide the Shebok guys into groups and took them to different locations. But because of the quick intervention of the presidency, the terrorists were blocked. So they were forced to enclose themselves in a particular space. No escape route from them. These are the kind of conversation you should be having with the presidency at a closed door meeting or privately. Not coming, because people are expecting you as a governor to actually, okay, this is the stage of there are sensitive information that you don't just release outside. Because these terrorists are sympathizers on social media. So when the governor came out and said that, okay, they are not the security, they are the chief security officers of their state, but the security agencies are not actually answerable to them. It's just a convenient way of saying, no, I don't want to do I can actually do little. But when as a governor, you want to work, you get at the forefront of issues. And his rhetorics after that actually showed that the governor knew what he was saying. Because how can you threaten the territorial integrity of Nigeria by saying that you are inviting the United Nations, the human rights, to investigate the circumstances around? Is it a sincere investigation? You just believe that since the president actually sidelined you from the rescue operation, then you need to get back at the president. So we can see a lot of things happening. And when issues like this happen, it's unsafe and it's not good enough to play politics around it. At least despite everything going on in Nigeria, let's celebrate the rescue.
Killing the teachers, like slaughtering them, is it also state managed as well? I mean, killing them, Ibrahim, is it also state managing?
To say the fact, that was not state managing. Beheading a human being, and call that state managing. So I don't know what happened to all these all these antagonists of the president. If you want to antagonize the president, criticize him, but to see the fact, let's say the fact, this was not stage managed. They beheaded a teacher, they kill soldier, kill military man, and you call this stage managing. So I don't know what is happening with this our youth on social media. And there are some lawyers and journalists that supposed to say the fact, the truth, and they know this is the truth, but they are the one that is propagating this stage managing of a thing. Just go to Twitter. I don't know what is happening with our people.
Yeah, I think the journalists are most influential that the one amplifying this malicious narrative. Reason being that deep down, most of them want the rescue operation to fail. Most of them are waiting for campaign to use against the president. They want to amplify this insecurity. They failed at the kidney, they do this, they do that. That was the expectation. So it's when the news came that the children have been rescued, it was like the news they were expecting was not what they got. The security agency was ahead of the situations. Then they need to bring in another narrative. And what's the
want it to be like the Jibos case.
In fact, there are so many things flying online that some people have actually printed t-shirts, did a lot of branding material. Some actually want to cash out from the situation.
They want to monetize on them.
Yes. They want to monetize a tragic occurrence. And when all that didn't work, then there is need to console themselves with it's actually being stage managed. You see people that died. You see the amount of forces that was deployed. You saw how those children looked tattered. You saw how the principal looked. And with your conscience, you can actually say this was state managed. It is stupidity beyond control.
I don't think this is state managed. It's not state managed at all, because why will you be playing with people's life, or because you want to prove a point, or because you are playing for your own personal interest? No. I don't bet with that.
You know, we are getting to the political season, and now everything is politics. Everything is politics. No matter how dear the situation is, the ruling party, the opposition, everybody must play politics with the situation. And that makes even Femi Branch to say something that, no, he was appealing to Nigeria that there should be a limitation to how we are supposed to go when we play politics with people's life. Nigeria is presently at a crossroad. We have a lot of security challenges, and in the midst of it all, the state find a way to play politics with everything. So if the event is actually stage managed, then those amplifying these voices can bring in their family members. Let them experience the horrific experience that they children experience in the bush for 56 days. So it is absurd. And it pains that sometimes Nigerians, or some Nigerians, let me say, don't use logic. We are only biased, and we use a lot of emotion when dealing with issues that require logical and analytical explanation.
Some celebrities or influential people in this country are biased. When this abduction happened, we saw on social media all celebrities, Nigeria is a bad country, the president has failed. We are just shouting online. But when there is rescue mission, they rescue the children. The celebrities keep quiet. You can go online, you can't see them thanking the soldiers. If you can't thank the president, thank the soldiers, the security. Because they go through a lot. 56 days in the bush. They have families. You keep quiet. You can't see anything again. So this is to show that these celebrities too, they talk with emotion. They don't know the fact. They don't say the truth All they are just doing is emotion, because they are followers.
Yeah, that's a valid point right there. You before you say anything, because you have a platform, to push any narrative or to push any information, I would advise like vet it very well. Do your findings. Make sure whatsoever we are pushing, because a lot of things, a lot of propaganda that we come about online or will come about in this society, or what spoiled this society is bad, unverified news. Do you get what I'm saying? So talking about I'm taking you back to the governor of Oyo. He was campaigning in Bauchi, and the student and the pupil are still in the forest.
You know, when you look at what's currently happening politically, and when you get dwell into the political, you see that the governor, even though deeply down, knows that contesting for is not going to have a way. There is no pathway for him to win the presidential election. So he has to use all the tools at his disposal. While you are campaigning, while the rescue operation was going on, you do not see it as hypocritical to call for intervention of the United Nations on why the children were in the bush, on why is the rescue effort being delayed, what are the issues, why the president left. It was after the rescue operation happened. Probably he had some things from the kidnapped victims that we didn't know, that made him go that route. Nobody knows. But still, even though if something like that happened, you don't downgrade, because at first, when you look at the structure of the way he spoke, he first appreciated the president. Then after appreciating the president, he goes down to say, he declared for campaign, therefore. So it's like saying thank you and not no thank you. That it's like saying thank you for rescuing the children, but no thank you. You can't take all these glory. So his call for intervention is not sincere and is not a genuine call. It's a political call to undermine the efforts of the president.
To water down the...
And I don't think the governor have the power to call UN for anything. You are not the president.
So to what extent and how long will it go down that route? You can't keep on blaming. When the adoption happened, there are people to blame. When the rescue happened, you are still not happy with it.
So who is not playing the game? Who is not playing game now?
Yeah. As the events unfold in the near future, we will hope to learn more. We will hope to know what the governor knows
about this. Because there was this time, we immediately shortly after the adoption, there's a propaganda that came out that they're talking about, and the what's it called? The adopters requesting for some list of
those are the statements that came out from the speaker.
When the stuff came out, I was like, I sensed that there is little politics game around there, because
they have done they are just asking for only one thing. They should release their leader. That is what they are asking.
They mentioned Sharia law. They mentioned Sharia law. 1 billion. Is it not 1 billion? 1 billion.
All that is propaganda.
Those are propaganda, because at first, when they asked for the release of their leaders, and the president didn't budge, and when the security agencies, GSS and other intelligence agencies tracked down their family members throughout Nigeria and said, no, we are not going to release your leader. And in the midst of it, what the GSS was actually charged him to court. And when that happened, they noticed there was no way around this. So they were looking for a way out. They asked for ransom. But asking for Sharia law, those are propagandas just to stir up a whole lot of anti-government rhetoric and a lot of things in Southwest.
So I also sense it in this way. Maybe he's trying to do that just to let people know that it's working. as a work as a goal.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, when you are in opposition, you don't want a win for your opponent. So that you can have enough tools to use. But there should be a limitation to how far we should go when it comes to human life. And for God's sake, we are talking about children. We are talking about 4-year-old kids, children, 2 years old, primary school puppies. We should have the sympathy and empathy to feel what they feel. And let go of all this political narrative
and political ambitions. So yeah, we thank God that the children have the children and the teachers are united with their families. We should really commend the president for that and the security agency involved in this. Thank you so much. The children are united with their loved ones now. So on this episode, we say bye for now.